Is it the best destinations in Panglao? Today we are heading to a tiny island of Bohol to Balicasag and Virgin Island. It's a short trip, but full of details that say a lot about the expectation when you are traveling in the Philippines. By the end, you will understand how is Balicasag and what to expect if you do island hopping in the Virgin Island. But you will also discover an important key for always being satisfied while traveling. We stay in Alona Beach at a small bed and breakfast run by a kind lady. It was actually through her that we signed up for this tour. There is actually lots of people in Alona Beach who are selling a package, a kind of trip that you can have, and you feel a bit lost. At the days of the island hopping, we have to meet at 6 a.m. early in the morning. We had to walk all the way to the far end of Alona Beach, where all the boats were waiting. We could see a wonderful sunset. The beach was wonderful and, of course, empty. After, on the boat, it was magical. Usually, it's easy to spot dolphins swimming near the boats, but the sea was rough. The waves was choppy, so the dolphin didn't show up. Around us, dozens of other boats were scanning the horizon, hoping to see dolphins. Our boat carried about 15 people with a mix of nationalities. All the people there and the sounds of the waves on the boats gave the morning its nice vibes. Even though we missed the dolphins, I realized that this was already a nice experience to be on a small boat in the middle of the ocean. When you arrive to Balicasag, the first things is about the waiting. We are not the only one here. There are other boats like us around, and local peoples are rushing everywhere around. Snorkeling is the main attraction here. They give you a mask for the snorkeling, but the thing cost extra. We have to register in front of a sort of council. It was very formal. The boat tour pay our entry to the island, which will give us the right to visit the reefs. But we will also have a dedicated guide. From the main boat, we board a small canoe. There were only 4 of us, plus the guide. At first, the snorkeling seems almost from another world. It was purples and lavender fish everywhere. And with the sunlight illuminating the waters, it was very spiritual, like entering in a new world. But soon, we noticed that there were a crowd around us. Tourists were floating side by side, some wearing life jackets, and others clumsy in the waters. The guide doesn't really explain much. It was not very nice. He was telling, don't go there, it's forbidden, and go there's the turtles. What I remember is to have swim a lot and didn't really enjoy my time watching the reef. There were another problem. There were a lot of jellyfish swimming nearby. Personally, I'm not a big fan of jellyfish, and I was glad to have a rash guard. But where there are jellyfish, there are also turtles, because turtles can feed on jellyfish. And the turtles, we saw them, but from a distance, and visibly stressed by the crowds. I understand that a guide is in charge of keeping an eye on you, but having snorkel in different places in the world, I was expecting something much more better. I was feeling being held on a leash behind a barrier. This place is beautiful, but you can only go to the edge of the island. You can't really get close to the corals. And once again, you were very poorly informed by the guide. way back, the trip gets even more interesting. We arrived to the Virgin Island, in between Panglao and Balicasag. Originally, the sandbar was called Pungtud. Later, it became known as the Virgin Island. Then, the owner changed the name again. Now it's called Isola di Francesco. But at the time we go there, it was called Isla Tomasa. Isla di Francesco is peaceful but very different from the rugged sandbar you might expect. There are religious statues everywhere, mostly Catholic. It seems a little strange to me. Meanwhile, there is another sandbar to the south, still called Virgin Island. My final words on this place is that there is nothing, just the skies and the oceans. But that's precisely what makes this place so charming. You feel so small against the horizon. On one side of the island, they set a fake piano, and it's really fun to pose for a photo. From there, you can really see that the place is simply unreal. We play piano there? Let's play piano there. Everyone seems satisfied, and strangely, it has also helped me appreciate it. Sometimes, travelings raise high expectation, and maybe that's why I didn't feel good at the first step in my trip in Balicasag. By seeing beautiful landscape so often, you lose the surprise and the emotions. And about the price we paid. We paid 1,800 for two people for the tour and 40 pesos for the entrance in the Isla de Francesco. Balicasag is a beautiful island, and you will definitely love it if you never really snorkeled before. The highlight for us wasn't swimming with fish and turtles. It was this, realizing that the more you travel, the more important is to savor the simple little things. Just being in the seas and sharing this place with others, that was the most important things. In the end, this trip reminded me that beauty isn't only the perfect moment, but it's how we choose to see what we have in front of us. In the next video, we will leave Bohol, but the journey continues and we will go to the Siquijor, a beautiful island that has become one of my favorite parts of the Philippines. See you next time!